Hi guys, what's up? So yes, I'm coming to you from the bed because I felt motivated on Saturday and Sunday and got quite a bit done with my room, with my reading room. Here's some preview. If you didn't catch my reels or anything like that, you wouldn't have seen it, but here's sort of where we're at and where we're going, and it's like going to be there. But with that, even though I was feeling good, I'm definitely still feeling the pain. So I've been in bed all morning and been trying to get motivated to like go down and do some more, but I can barely move. So yeah, the week though for reading was pretty amazing. Had a whole bunch of tests last week and stuff like that for the doctors. If, like I said, if you haven't kept my reels, then you wouldn't know any of that. But it was a pretty good reading week. Pretty good reading week there. And more tests for doctors. Yay. They'll figure out what's going on with me sooner or later, probably after I die, but hey, it is what it is. So let's just jump into the things that I did read last week, starting off the week by reading Eric's Inferno, which is Rescue 4 #1 by Tiffany Patterson, placing this in contemporary. Giving it 4.25 stars, giving it 3 Steam fans, and had this as an audiobook through my Hoopla. Go Hoopla. This is a Black author. There is content warning for a firefighter accident. So if you are sensitive to firefighter accidents, it does like start you off with one. That is like the prologue. So you're getting the ending before you get to it. It might be a little bit of a spoiler, but it's not really a spoiler. Because when I started it, I was like, oh man, there's going to be a firefighter accident for our main character, and you know, what's going to happen. And then as I'm going through the story, that actual incident doesn't actually happen until like pretty much the end of the book. So it's kind of a weird setup. You have Eric, who is a Asian firefighter who is amazing, but he's also known to be quiet and really have some smarts and things like that. He went to Harvard but chose to become a firefighter, and you sort of get an look into why that happened through the story. And then we have Angela, who is Black, and she is the bar owner for most of the firefighters in the area, and she also happens to be the sister to a rival firefighter that has a house that kind of they're not rivals, but they are different houses. And in the firefighter world, if you're in one house, then you know the other houses are, you know, in competition, what have you. But there's a bet and things like that, and the two of them have an attraction to each other. There's also some more content warnings for racial discussion and death of a parent or death of parents, firehouse rivalry, and disapproving parents. So you have all that, and I really enjoyed the start of this series. I did feel like it was more of a slow burn than it was a get together and see where it kind of goes. Like I said, that prologue incident ends up happening like towards the very, very end of the book, and I was just like, I was, meh. But it did give me all the Station 19 feels that I was looking for and put me in a firefighter mood, which brings me to not the next book. The next book I had been reading already, which is Dirty Endeavors, which is Dirty Love Duet #2 by Sade Renee. And this is a contemporary, giving it 4.25 stars, giving it 4.25 Steam fans. Had it as an ebook. This one isn't as steamy as the first part of the book. This still is a Black author, and this is a continuation of Jessica and Cade's story. They go on a work retreat. This is now turned into a full-fledged workplace romance between Jessica and Cade, and I loved watching their continuation and figuring out where they wanted to go with their relationship and how to sort of balance the whole workplace, along with Jessica not feeling like she was giving up anything or getting things because of her relationship with Cade. And I just really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Yes, very much so. The next book that I finished was The Dating Dilemma, which is Mile High Firefighters #2 by Mariah Ankenman. Like I said, I was in sort of a firefighter mood, which this one came next. Reading multiple books at the same time is a thing for me. You guys know that. Placing this one in rom-com, giving it 4.5 stars, giving it 3 Steam fans. Had this as an arc, but listened to it as an audiobook because it has been released. This book follows Lexi, who is a after-school youth coordinator and kind of runs a center for youth and things like that. When Dyson comes in, who was a firefighter from the firehouse that we already know, he comes in to do an inspection, but Lexi mistakes him as a stripogram. Super funny and fun. But Dyson also has some past trauma in his life, with some death of a parent or parents, and having to take on the responsibility as the older sibling and things like that. So he has to deal with some of that stuff. Lexi has some commitment issues, always picking the wrong guy, and the two of them end up fake dating. There's a bit of a forced proximity situation that ends up going because of the fake dating with Dyson's family, and I really loved it. I laughed through it. It was so many fun antics, and there is a bit of a miscommunication issue that ends up happening, but in pure amazingness that is Mariah, she handles the miscommunication and the communication that needs to happen wonderfully, and I enjoyed this book immensely, and I can't wait for the next book in the series because I'm hoping it's 2 firefighters that end up happening for the next one, and you know, woo, been building up to this one. Next, we have A Sweet Mess by Jayci Lee, placing this in contemporary rom-com slash rom-com. This is sort of a hate to love story, giving it 3 stars, giving it 2.5 Steam fans. Had this as an arc, but didn't get to it, and listened to it as an audiobook through my Hoopla. And this is an Asian author. This is close proximity, accidental sort of accidental pregnancy, that's what it is. And then it's a lot. It's really, really based around cooking. So we have Aubrey, who is this bakery owner, and one of her employees ends up giving Landon the wrong product, and Landon is a food journalist, and he ends up giving her shop a bad review, which in turn kind of really messes up her business and the things that she was trying to do and expand and everything like that, because it's based in a small town. And through that, he finds out some of the employees and some people around are like, yo, that was bad that you gave her this bad review. He's known for being a stickler about his reviews and things like that, and not changing them, not doing retractions, and you only get reviewed once. Well, they convince him that he needs to fix the mistake that he made, and in that he decides to help Aubrey to get on a cooking show, and they have to spend some time together, and they find that they have more in common than they thought and have a relationship. It was cute. It was meh. I am going to be getting a hard copy or going back to my ARC and seeing if the ARC copy has the recipe for bulgogi in it, because your girl loves some bulgogi. I love some bulgogi, and Jayci ends up giving the full recipe for bulgogi in the back of this, and I was just like, oh, I most definitely need to get it, if not for the recipe, just to have it because it's a super cute cover, but mostly for the recipe. Then I finished Perfect Casanova, which is Mason Creek #19 by Fabiola Francisco, placing this in contemporary, giving it 4.5 stars, giving it 3 Steam fans. Had this as an arc, and this has not been released. It is still an arc. And this is a small town. We're back in Mason's Creek. Mason's Creek is small town. If you read any of the other Mason's Creek books, you know this is small town. Small town has rumors and things like that. This is a single mom relationship or story, and curious Casanova sort of neighbor. We have Levi, who is the cowboy and semi-owner or caretaker for the houses that let the Camille and her son end up renting, and he's super nice to the kid and takes him over, has horses and things like that. Lexi has this past that you don't know anything about really until a good ways into the story, and it's explained on why she's so sort of standoffish when it comes to Levi, and I really enjoyed their story. I thought their chemistry was just popping off the page. I love the way that Levi loves Camille's son and deals with him, and doesn't do it in this like, oh, I know everything sort of way. And at one point he even says he doesn't know how he would be around kids, but he's absolutely amazing around this kid, and it was so good. Then there are some issues with the things in Camille's past that end up coming up again, and she handles it like a boss, and I was here for it. Then the final book that I finished last week was Dumped for Valentine's. Fun for the Holidays, #2 by J. Sterling, placing this in holiday rom-com novellas, giving it 4.25 stars, giving it 3. Steam fans had this as an ebook. This is a series of holiday sort of romances, and this is a one-night stand turns to more. We have Val, who was dumped by her long sort of term boyfriend, very, very close to Valentine's Day, and Val is all about Valentine's. She's a flower shop owner, and she loves Valentine's Day, but he ends up dumping her, pretty much saying she's unadventurous and things like that. So when she kind of gets this message from the spirits, she ends up taking a trip to Colorado, and she ends up meeting Jayci, who she ends up having a one-night stand with, and it's fun. But also at the same time, they end up finding out that Jayci is in Colorado for his journalistic sort of writing assignments. That's what I was getting at. And they also both live in New York. So yeah, things didn't stay in Colorado where they were going to, because he's there. It was fun. It was quick. It was, there's funny and there's smart and there's sweet moments and everything like that. So what am I currently reading? And technically I actually already finished these, but I will save the reviews for next week because technically I read them all on Sunday. So that's starting that off. We have Say You're Mine, Heron's Landing, #1 by Iris Morland. Then we have Lucky's Charm by G.L. Thomas. We have Pretty Little Mess by Carmel Rhodes, and The Wedding Crasher by Mia Sosa, which is an arc, and I'm super excited to get into this. So those are the things that I am currently reading. Like I said, I pretty much finished 3 out of the 4 of my current reads already, because I read them all while I was reorganizing, listening to them as audiobooks or text to speech, and it was a fun ride. So hope you guys are looking forward to hearing about those. Other than that, how you guys liking this gray? I'm trying some new styles out. This new hairpiece, I think it's really, really cute. I'm breaking out. My face is breaking out, so I didn't zhuzh it up and put any makeup on, but I think I could totally slay this hair in the future. I hope you guys are enjoying the Let Me Introduce You series. I have more coming up. Hope you guys are excited to see about those. Other than that, thank you guys for watching and being patrons, and I will see you in another video.